The more controversial you can be on TikTok, the better.
Georgina Rose events today.
Blow me, girl. My aim has always been be the Mrs. Hitch of the wedding industry. So when you think of the wedding industry, I want to be the person that you think of. If your social media, if your website and things like that aren't up to date, I couldn't send somebody and be like, no, trust me, they're really good, even though they haven't posted since January.
Hey, be sure you stick around because we're only getting warmed up.
I'm going to intro Georgie.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah, good afternoon, ladies and gents, boys and girls, wherever you are. Thank you very much for tuning into another episode of Think Wedding Business. Now, today, we've got a very special lady on today. Can I call you lady?
Yeah, I mean, call it what you like.
We have Georgina from Georgina Rose Events today. She is super successful. She's has a mega successful podcast. She's written a book. She's all over the place. And we're going to get lots of insights from her, hopefully, on social media, on TikTok, on podcasting, writing a book, all things to benefit your business as a wedding supplier. So without further ado, welcome, Georgie. Nice to see you.
Hello. Hi.
Hi,
That was a
George.
nice intro. Thanks for that.
I'm right in saying Georgie, aren't I?
Yeah.
I think I read not to call you Georgina ever somewhere.
No, Georgia is the one I don't like.
Oh.
Because that's a whole different name. Like, that's a different person.
Yes.
Georgina is actually my name, but yeah.
Georgie's cool.
Georgie, yeah.
Georgie's cool.
And also, people probably know the Unfiltered Bride because that's the name of your podcast.
That is the name of the podcast, yeah. So either that, Blow Me Girl, that happened
Blow
quite a
Me
lot
Girl.
from I did a tip on the Newlyweds podcast, and my tip was Blow Me, and it was all about the things that it stands for stuff to do the morning of your wedding, and that did about 17 million views. So people will still come up to me at weddings and go, "You're that Blow Me Girl," and I'm like, "Oh, please don't call me that."
Wow. I'm really glad you kind of elaborated on that because
Yeah, there you go. You can have that.
We weren't quite sure what the meaning was. It's like
there's a story.
it's
Yeah?
like burying a sausage the night before your wedding.
It is like burying a sausage.
All right.
Yeah.
Before we start, then tell me what's the blow me thing?
Uh,
I must have missed this.
how did you miss this? This is a good point to start. This was the start of my.
First question.
If anyone's listening,
Georgie,
the fame.
how did you get into weddings?
Well, the famey bit in these, whatever they're called, came from Blow Me. So I was doing a lot of stuff on TikTok. It was doing quite well. Newlyweds, Jamie Lang and Sophie Habu, they were doing early weds at that point. And somebody messaged me and said, "Do you want to do a tip for the podcast?" And I said, "Yeah." And they were like, "Oh, you can just record it and we'll play it." And I was like, "No, I'll come in. I'll come to London and I'll do it in person." So I knew I had to write something good. So then I wrote Blow Me. So it was so I said he needs to text her in the morning and say Blow Me to remind her all the stuff she needs to do in the morning of the wedding. So it was bouquet out of water, like an hour before. Lady Garden low for where to hold your flowers. 1 hour before is when you need to start getting ready. Wrists and ankles is to not have any stuff on your wrists and socks and things like that. M is move your engagement ring over to the other finger. And then E was energy, you're the vibe. So that did pretty well.
An acronym.
It is.
Edit.
And it's actually all really good advice.
Thank you. I know what I'm doing, Adam. Come on.
Well, I know you do, but that's the sort of stuff that I turn up and go, right, have you got your flowers out of water? Are they dry? And all those things.
So now if you go to a wedding and someone's saying, "Oh, we haven't blown me," you'll be like, "Oh, I know. I get it."
Right. So if I walk in and see a bridesmaid and say, "Blow me,"
They better know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yes,
You'll be
if
fine.
this blows up in my face,
You're not going to
No.
I'm going to
get
come
locked
to you.
up.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
My wedding will be over before it's even happened.
No, because your wife will know what blow me means, so you'll be fine.
I think she does. We spoke about this. So you are big online, and we'll get into that because we're wedding planning. And Jade, I can't remember. I think I was watching something of yours in preparation for the wedding that we did last month, and then she heard you, and she was like, "Oh, is that the wedding lady?" And I was like, "Yeah." "Oh, yeah, I watch all her TikToks and her Instagram and stuff." So then I was like, "Oh, she's a big deal. This is cool."
If your fiance says it, then you know it's true.
So she must know about Blow Me.
Yeah.
So that's a good way to start then. That was your big viral moment, but I know now that you've got the podcast and you've got a big following on TikTok and Instagram, but I wasn't sure which came first or where it all started.
So, TikTok. I did TikTok So I started my business in 2020 in January, just before a global pandemic. Quit my job, did all that stuff. Had always done weddings before, but just for other people. Was like, right, I'm doing it. I'm gonna go it alone in the January, then March, and I was like, brilliant. So I did one wedding that year because it was the day of lockdown.
Yeah.
So then I was like, well, I just have to start making videos. Like I'm not the type of person to post other people's stuff. You know, when everybody in that bit, everybody was posting other people's weddings and talking about it. I was like, I'm not doing that. And I had no weddings to post because I hadn't done any. So I was doing the videos, and back then TikTok was like the voiceover stuff, you know, and it would play a clip and you would voice the clip and it would mean something. I don't know. So I was doing loads of those. None of those really did much. And then maybe in 2021, I started doing like my makeup and doing a tip. I was like, I'll just what's it called? Habit stack. Once I'm doing my makeup, I might as well film a video. I might as well give them a tip about weddings. Did that, and then it all just went crazy from there, which was nice. It was good for business.
It was TikTok. It was all started on TikTok.
TikTok was probably where the biggest growth happened, but then they all move over to Instagram as well. TikTok is for like quick, they just want to see it, whereas Instagram is where then people like you go and follow you because they actually want to see it all. So yeah, Instagram is now starting to creep up to my TikTok following, which is nice.
Which is nice, yeah, because that's where the engagement happens.
That's where the booking, although I used to get a lot of bookings from TikTok, it's a bit different now, but it used to be TikTok.
So then did the podcast come after that?
Podcast came after that. Podcast came in 2023. I might have made that up. No, 2023, podcast started.
So you do all these things, the social media, the Instagram and all that, with the view in mind that it's going to lead to bookings. And then obviously when it does lead to a few, then you get out and then the word of mouth starts trickling in. But do you think you get most of your bookings through your social media?
100%. I don't do anything else. I don't do wedding fairs. I don't pay to be in any venue things. I don't do any other marketing other than heavy social media and the podcast. But the difficulty is I don't know whether people are coming from the podcast or they have found me first, then started listening to the podcast. And the podcast is almost like a surefire way of getting the booking because they've seen it online. They like the stuff. They go and then listen to the podcast. They learn everything. I'm giving them loads of tips. They know me then as a person. So when it comes to the inquiry, they're already booked. They're
kind of hooked into your ecosystem.
They've got multiple touch points, haven't they? Is it the rule of like once you've seen someone 6 times, then
yeah. And you will see me 6 times.
Yeah. I think that's
you will see a video.
Have your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok, your podcasting. You've obviously got your website, and it's all part of this ecosystem that people tap into.
Yeah.
Facebook's coming back, so I'm told.
I have put a bit of effort into Facebook. I didn't realize that my Facebook was linked to the wrong one, and it's got like 30,000 people on or something on my personal one. So then I was like, oh, I need to change this. So yeah, I feel like Facebook is a different audience though. Just saying.
Yeah, I think it's been forgotten a little bit. When I first started, it was only Facebook, and it was brilliant.
I'm gonna be rude and assume you might be a little bit older than me and Adam.
So yeah, I'm 50.
You look great for 50, but you are a 50-year-old on Facebook. We don't do the Facebook.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but like I say, going back, 20 odd years, that was all we had at the time. We had no Instagram, no TikTok, no nothing.
Yeah, you're already my favourite guest we've ever had on. Just for saying that.
You told me to be honest and unfiltered, and that is what I'm being. You're the type of person that message when I put something on Marketplace saying, is this available? I'll say yes, and then you just never reply. That's what I think of Facebook people.
Yeah. According to Gary V, organic Facebook content is making a massive comeback, and it's the place to be right now. So
I say this with joke, but I also go on my Facebook every day.
Same, yeah.
Just get rid of the notifications and then carry on.
Get rid of the notifications.
Scroll through a little group discussion maybe, and then
My favorite thing is people that comment on, when someone posts in a wedding chat like, I'm engaged to get married, and then everybody's like, I'm a photographer, I do this, and I'm like,
go away.
I hate it.
There's videographer groups where someone will say, I've got this referral, is anyone free? And they get about 50 comments, and then links from everybody, and they go, and at the end they go, thanks everyone, I'll pass these on. Are you going to send an email to a bride with 50 links on it?
No, I find that bit very icky.
Yeah, and also I wouldn't recommend some stranger that I don't know because I don't want to.
Yeah.
No. No.
We'll get off Facebook. So TikTok then. I was going to ask for advice. What's the difference then between posting on TikTok and Instagram now versus when you first started?
When I first started, it would like people. First of all, people don't follow anymore. They don't seem to click follow. Like I don't know who the last person you started following on TikTok was, but I think in the first year or 2 years, I went from 0 to 80,000 pretty quickly, and now it is like I think in the last year I've probably gained 10,000 followers on there.
Yeah, this tracks because you look at people's. I worked with a photographer last weekend, and she was like, "Oh, I'm pretty big on TikTok," and I went on her page, and she had 10,000 followers, which is more than I've got. But I was just like, "Well, that's not that big." But then all her views are like millions of views, millions of views.
Yeah.
And no one's actually then following through the following. So that tracks.
Yeah, it's hard to. I see it. The best way I've ever heard it described is it's like a lottery. So every time you post a video, it's like getting a ticket, and then every now and again, one ticket will just do really well, and you'll get bookings from it, or you might get some followers from it. But the views are the things that's important, more than anything else, really.
Yeah, because then you hope that leads to Instagram,
and it leads to something. It'll lead to either them because. If they've seen you, the reason you don't really need to follow people on TikTok is because their stuff will keep coming back up anyway, whether you like it or not. If you've watched it for long enough, or if you've saved it, like I would argue that maybe saves are more important than follows anyway, but those people will keep seeing you. So you are technically still getting all the likes and engagement from the same people over and over again. They just don't press follow, which is annoying because we obviously all measure ourselves based on the followers we have, which is good and bad. But I would look at it more as views and likes, maybe.
Yeah, go on. Sorry.
I'm just gonna say I say this all the time. I've been saying it for a few years now. I'm still not doing TikTok. Yeah, I'm still like a novice with it, and I know loads of people are still like, oh, yeah, I need to get on.
You just have to post. Like,
well, I was going to lead on to this. So, Instagram, TikTok, they're very different platforms. I was going to ask specifically for TikTok first of all, what sort of content hits the best? Do you think?
The weirder, the better.
Well, you're saying just post. But in some of your.
Can I swear on the podcast or not?
Yeah. Can do, yeah.
Just shit. The more shit you put on there, the better.
But you must consider what you're posting and plan it, or to some extent, because there was one on your.
I'll give you an example of why it is just absolute dribble. So I do the thought out, like sitting, doing my makeup, doing a tip, giving a bit of information. I did one the other week when I was out at a hotel staying overnight, and I was like, I haven't posted anything. Happened to scroll past this lady's video who was getting married with no makeup on. So that one had gone viral, and she was on about getting married. So I then did a video literally like this, and I went to the lady who's getting married, to the lady who just got married with no makeup on. You're an idiot if you listen to anyone that said anything bad about your thing. So there was a bit like I knew I was being I left the gap in the right place, but it's nearly on 7 million views. That's the highest viewed video I've ever had. And I'm like,
oh, is it?
Of all the effort I put into giving tips and advice and good cuts and good lighting and stuff like that, and that's the one.
That's the example I was going to use as an example of you really thinking about your posts. So that's interesting that you just did it off the cuff, because
the gap was thought out.
I was like, she's pre-planned what she's going to say, like scripted it almost, like, because you've gone, you're an idiot, and then you've paused, and that's your hook, and then you've gone.
I know how to make a video a good video, but that was a one take. My daughter was in the background doing stuff. The husband's trying to get ready. We're literally trying to leave, and I'm like, blah, 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 send, and then looked back at my phone later, and it still gets stuff now. And it's the more controversial you can be on TikTok, the better. So the pause was a good pause because people then commented like, "Oh my god, I thought you were gonna. I was about to shout at you, and now I've deleted the comment." Like that's what all the comments are. But it's just that won't have got me any business though. That won't have actually been beneficial monetary wise.
Do you not think?
No.
So we know on TikTok, shit, controversial, bosh, that's going to hit the most. What about Instagram?
Instagram, I would say, is slightly more like you're talking to your friends. These are people that want to see you. TikTok is you get given me whether you like it or not. So I've got to try and get your attention in 3 seconds. Otherwise, I'm done. Instagram is like these people will all see it because they're following you. I look at it as if I'm posting on TikTok. I mean, I post a lot of the same stuff across both because I can always delete it if it. I mean, I don't delete anything because they don't. It doesn't matter to me. It's gone very dark. Sorry about that. This is why I set up some lighting, isn't it? Cloudy in Gloucester. Yeah, I just keep posts on there. Some do well, some don't. I don't. I think the best tip for social media is to just not really care. Like I don't really care if it doesn't get many views.
Do you not tailor your content for each platform then? You just literally post the same?
I will post things on Instagram that I wouldn't post on TikTok. That would be everything that I post on TikTok goes on Instagram because I've got a good following on Instagram now. I know that I'll get good likes on it because the people like me that are on Instagram, whereas TikTok, they don't care and they'll be horrible to you in 3 seconds flat. But so I'll put more like family stuff on Instagram and I'll put like a June roundup and I'll like anything I want will go on there. And my stories, I like doing stories on Instagram because it's very much like I'm in my house and this is what I'm doing today and very like I'm talking to my friend.
And
I wouldn't put that on TikTok.
Because then they're buying into you as a person and investing.
Yeah. I think that if somebody was going to book you, they find you on TikTok because they've been giving you no matter what. They go over to Instagram and get to know you, and then it'll just be one random post that makes them go, yeah, I like them. Or they'll get engaged and go, yeah, cool, ready.
That's
ready.
Right, isn't it? I was going to ask about that hook thing. Yeah, like to you, you're like, oh yeah, just I paused at the right time. That post that you did, but that is like it might come second nature to you because you're used to doing it. But to some people, like that's
fair.
Really think about that. So that I like that in itself is good practice advice.
I think you've got to have thick skin to do TikTok. You've got to be willing to get the hate. You can't have 7 million views on something and not get some hate. So there'll be people that comment saying, that's so mean, blah, blah. And I'm like, you haven't watched the whole video. You've just not heard it. And then that's annoying. And then I like, oh no, they're not going to like me now because they think that I mean, she should have worn makeup, but I don't mean that. Like so you've got to be able to be like, judge me. I did lad Bible stuff the other day and that got some hate and then is what it is.
You got that Bible a while ago. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, but that opens it up to being like, these are my opinion. I had to rank things at weddings to say whether they were good or bad. So this is my opinion on stuff. And then people are like, you're wrong, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah, but that's a whole different audience, isn't it, on that Bible? You could get any.
Yeah, they're fun.
Like you say, you've got to be thick-skinned, haven't you? And just
strike me as someone who wouldn't get too upset about getting a few bullies on.
There's the odd one. There'll be the odd thing that I'm like, oh, you like. I think on the lad by what someone was like, she's a narcissist, and I'm like, oh, but you don't actually know me. Like, if you knew me, you would know that I'm not really like that. But I know what needs to do well online. Yeah. For someone to watch something and to spend 3 minutes watching something, it's got to be interesting. So you can't just be nice and sweet and do whatever you want in weddings and have a nice day because it's not true and it's boring.
Oh, I'd love to dish the dirt.
Yeah, but I feel like that translates into the day because, like, for your role, and I think as any supplier, like, it's nice to just be airy-fairy and yeah, you do. Like, but actually, what couples really benefit from is us going,
no, that looks shit.
Yeah.
Was it? Oh no, it wasn't that wedding. I did one before where I had a bride and I'd done full planning with her, so I knew her quite well. And I was walking with the photographer and videographer, and she's like, "Oh, we could do sparklers later." And I was like, "Yeah, cool." And she was like, "I think I want to do that one where people write like love with the sparklers and like running around." I went, "We're not doing that." She's like, "What?" And I was like, "That is disgusting." I was like, "We're absolutely not doing that." She's like, "Is that gross?" And I was like, "Yes, not for you at all. Like for other people." But she's not, everything was very well put together. And I was like, we are absolutely not doing that. Whereas on paper, maybe I shouldn't have said that, but actually, fuck it, that she would have hated those photos. It would have taken an extra 10 minutes to get them and they'd be shit. So
yeah, that's very 20 years ago. Maybe.
And even the photographer and videographer were like, thank God you said that because we didn't want to do it. And I was like, why didn't you say anything then?
They wouldn't have said anything.
No.
It's like them sparkler shots. They just drive me mad. They're so dangerous, aren't they? People waving sparklers in your face.
That's quite dangerous, yeah.
Yeah. There's loads of things in weddings that people should not be doing. If they can give me a good enough reason to do it, I'll do it. But if they're doing it because they saw it on TikTok, I'm not doing it. If it's shit.
Yeah, I had one this year where they sent the phrase on TikTok. oh, Howard, we've seen this, and can you do it on the wedding? I was like, nope. That's like,
No.
really shit. She went, oh,
But they
okay.
don't get it. They don't get the reason they book for my role anyway is you don't have experience in weddings. I have experience in weddings. So let me tell you what works and what doesn't. And when you want to put speeches in between courses, I'm going to tell you it's shit.
Well, I won't do that. If somebody says it on one of my weddings, I would say no, not if you booked me, no, because I'm doing my performance during dinner time. That's by the by. Speeches between courses are just
Mate,
start, stop, start, stop, start,
Yeah,
stop. Not got a clue.
you are doing the Lord's work because
I am trying.
you've got the platform. You need to speak for us.
I am speaking out when I see these things. What did I do the other day? Oh, they wanted to do they got the bridal party to be sat on the aisle chairs of a ceremony. So they all walk in. It was an American wedding, I think, but it went viral and everyone was like, this is amazing. And I was like, no, it's not, because they're all stood at the front, which means when you walk in as the bride, all of the aisle chairs are empty. So now it looks like you've got no mates walking down the aisle. But they wouldn't know. They just saw a TikTok and they're like, that's a really nice idea, having the bridesmaids sat on their thing. I'm like, no, no, no. It looks stupid. Don't do that.
Yeah, you have to guide your couples with like say your experience and what's going to work best for them for their wedding day.
Bloody TikTok. I'm seeing quite a few how to save money on your wedding. I did this and saved loads of money on my wedding. And then when you watch
I sacked off a videographer.
I sacked off everything. Yeah, we sacked off everything.
And like I like speaking to, I like it when somebody has something weird they want to do which doesn't normally work. It's more fun for me. I don't want to do the same wedding over and over again, but I need reason to do it, and it needs to logistically be sound. That's all I need. I don't. If it's weird and wonderful, I'm up for it. But if it makes no sense to the wedding and is stupid, then I will tell them.
Good, good. Do you find that couples are a lot now? Is that that they coming to you with ideas, and is there like correlation and
Yeah, I think
a lot of people looking at TikTok, isn't there?
Everyone, it's this. I feel like TikTok is the new Pinterest for it.
Yeah,
you're not getting married if you haven't gone on TikTok and had a look what people are doing.
Do you find people are asking for the same things and the same?
Yeah. And they'll say oh, I've got this idea, and I'm like, yeah, I've done it 12 times this year already. Like it's not, which is fine. And we forget that they're only going to maybe 1 or 2 weddings that year. We've gone to 100 or whatever it is and have seen it over and over again. And to us, it's like the foam glow sticks. I know that they're overused now, but for some people, I still hand them out and their little faces like, what is this? I'm like, and this is why we still tell you to do them, because you have to remember that they are not surrounded by weddings. So all these ideas that you give them, they absolutely love. And when they see things on TikTok, they love it. Yeah. But yeah, it's just filtering down. What do you actually want to do? Like, do you actually want to do this, or is it because you saw a TikTok trend?
And yeah, and I did a champagne tower, which is, that's a bit of a TikTok thing, but it's a pretty nice thing. It's simple enough. It's not offensive at all. But
yeah.
They did it. And then I was like, go on and oh no, we don't like champagne. Why have you done a champagne for? Oh, they wanted the picture. They wanted,
look good on it.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. I don't even mind when somebody says something's for a photo. If it's purely for a photo, all right, fine. Like, just say though, so we know the vibe, because that's the other problem. People will do things that they've seen on TikTok, but it does not suit them. They are not the people, like, that one that went viral before where they came in and smashed the bottles on the floor and spray, and like, you've got to be the full hypiest type person there is to pull that off. Yeah. You cannot walk in and do that if you are like a bit nerd. I don't know. That's
I get you, because then I think then they obviously expect that afterwards, that we're going to deliver. They've sent me
that video
on TikTok, and can you do this for us? And I'll go,
Yeah.
Only if you can do it as the couple. If you can match the vibe, then yeah, absolutely. Because it's the same as I always ask people if they want the napkin waving. Some people are not napkin waving people.
The gag, the gag has to be matched to the person it's for.
100%.
And I'm always aware of that when I meet my couples.
You're inside napkin waving.
I
don't mind a napkin wave, but for the right audience.
Mainly because it gives them a really good photograph. Something that I did many years ago before napkin waving became a thing. I used to do it with a photographer, a good friend of mine, and we set it up on the wedding breakfast because we knew it'd make a really good photograph, and nobody was doing it at the time. And I think his photos from there just went bang, and everyone saw my stuff. Like, oh, but I want to get everybody waving napkins, like we've seen it on your on your Instagram. I was like, yeah, let's do it. And
So you invented waving
I
napkins.
invented waving
Right.
napkins. Yeah.
Tell the Greeks, eh?
So do you not
It's
go on?
hey.
Go on. Sorry.
I can't remember what I was going to say now. I
Oh,
don't know. Things of the people, some people are not, if the couple are coming in like, yay, thanks, it's so icky. It doesn't work. Whereas if they are like
yeah.
full hype, high-fiving people on the way
Yeah.
in,
Yeah. Yeah. It's how
singing
I
the
tailor
song,
my
then I'm okay with
intros. Tailor my intros in the room with the bride and groom. If they're a vibey couple, we're coming into Free from Desire or whatever. If they're
it. Yeah.
something like Natalie Cole and just chilled, and you have to match it to the people. That's really important. 100%.
I think you have to know the vibe of your wedding. Like I normally speak to my couples about what, if they were describing their day, what are they doing? Are they traditional, romantic? Like I can normally tell from the wedding, if you're getting married in a marquee in your parents' garden and everyone's in tails, you've got a traditional wedding, but probably a bit hypey. Like they're still going to be, we've got champagne in coupes everywhere, like that kind of wedding.
Yeah, they're good on the dance floor, those ones.
100%. And they've got a free bar and it's absolute top tier. They're my favorite weddings, if I'm allowed to say that. And then you've got like festival barns. They're maybe not napkin waving champagne tower people. You can't have a champagne tower with hay bales behind you, in my opinion. Like I just think stick to your vibe.
Yeah.
Stick to your vibe. Yeah, absolutely. I think that some people get married just for social media sometimes, don't they? It's like, oh, I want this picture here because that's going to hit on social
Probably.
media.
Yeah.
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 We've kind of covered this, but just to go back to TikTok, do you get like engagement in there, messages, DMs, inquiries, people saying, can you?
Yeah. I'm just not very good at replying on TikTok.
Okay.
TikTok, I do think if people want to book services, they will find you. So I don't necessarily like the problem is getting a good following comes with then I've opened myself up to answer anything and everything, which I do always try and do, but the messages that I get are unbelievable. Like long, lengthy messages about something. And I'm nice. I like people doing that, but I also read some of them and think, you're not respectfully, you're not paying me for any of this. So
Yeah,
I'm now
giving
in a
you
conversation with
advice.
you,
Yeah.
helping you when you've not booked me, when you're not going to pay for this hour that it takes me to reply to all these things. Like, I don't know,
With
but
great
you
power
can't have
comes great
it.
responsibility.
That is the problem.
You do get then feel duty bound almost. Because I spoke to someone the other day and he was like, "Where's your podcast? I've not seen an episode for a couple of weeks. Like we didn't upload the last time." And because
Yeah.
like I just forget that people actually wake up on the day that
Yeah.
post and go,
I honestly think
where
if
is
we
it?
missed one of our podcast, we would the messages we would get would be ridiculous of people being like, "Are you all right? What's happened? Has it stopped?
Yeah, yeah. So I felt really. He was like, "Yeah, you didn't post. Where's the last one? Like, what's going on?" And he was like quite upset about it. I was like,
We're like, yeah,
I'm really,
actually listening.
I'm really sorry. Like, I didn't think anyone would care. Yeah. And we were just. The reality is, we just got. I was like, sod it. Well, it's fine. We're busy.
Wedding season, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. But people get really upset about it. Turns out.
I would say if I had to put down, and I don't like. I realize this is a business podcast, so I've got to pretend to hype myself up. My success would be down to consistency. Like if I had to give one measurement of it, it would be consistency of posting and the effort. 100%. Like the amount of TikToks, people only see it now and they're like, "Oh, I'd love to do what you're doing," and I'm like, "Yeah, but you didn't when it was 4 years ago and I was posting TikToks and getting 100 views on every TikTok and doing all that stuff. You didn't want it then. You don't want it enough. If you only want it now, you don't get it. You're not allowed."
Do you do it all yourself, Georgie, or do you have any AI or anything do anything or any help?
No. So for the podcast, my husband edits, produces, makes the clips, puts it out there. So luckily for us, we rock up, chat some shit, go home. That's our bit for that, and he does the rest.
That's like you.
That's what I do.
Whereas for the social media, I do all the social media. I've got a marketing girl who works for us full time now, but I've separated I've got Georgina Rose Events, which is my Instagram page of like all my videos, anything I want to post about, I can do whatever I want. Whereas we've then got the GRE page, which is purely weddings, like really good tips, less video-y, but more tips and like 10 cocktails you should have for your cocktail hour. And then the ingredient, like really helpful stuff, mainly because I wanted to be able to, when people inquire to book me and I'm not available, I want them to still book my team. So it was, how do we get everyone to see that it's not just me working somewhere? And we found that having a GRE page, they're on it a lot more, whereas my page is for me and whatever stuff I
I
want to post.
struggle with this because when people, my name's Adam Wing Films, and it's always me. And when I do offer associates and things, but then people just feel a bit aggrieved because like, well,
Yeah. And they're like, I'll just book a different videographer, which when I first brought someone on, I thought there's no way on earth that people are going to book somebody else through my business. And then actually we do maybe 150 weddings a year and I do maybe half of them. So there's another half, there's a good chunk of having the team. And I think because I've now started putting more team stuff, they like the association with Georgina Rose events, but they also like the status that comes with it, I guess. They know that my team member is not going to not turn up because it's my name on that business.
exactly. So it's still you're running it, it's still your name online, isn't it? So, but then it allows you to scale up. I was going to say, tell the people how many weddings you do because
last year I did 92 and that was probably too many for me, but
all over the country as well. I see.
This is the problem, is like yesterday's wedding was a good 3.5 hours from home. So I have to drive up the night before, stay halfway, drive the rest of the wedding, do the wedding, drive halfway. I think that one that we did was a good 4 hours.
Okay.
In
quite
wherever that is. And then she went down to Carby's Bay the next day.
Oh yeah, I did, didn't I? Yeah, 11.5 hours, I think, driving that weekend.
It was the next day, wasn't it? So you did.
Yeah.
I did the same when I did Carby's Bay last year. I did wedding the day before and I drove down through the night and it's freaking
No, that's a bit mental.
This is the other thing with it is, again, I don't like the word lucky, so I won't say lucky, but I've been fortunate in my social media growing like that. But I work really hard. Like people are kind of like, oh yeah, no, I'd love to get that many followers. And I'm like, no, I work every day, every single day.
Yeah. Hard work beats talent. 100%.
Yeah, 100%. And then hard work does consistency, and consistency will get you somewhere.
Yeah, there's a price to it. And I think when people are faced with that reality, like, do they actually want it? Not.
Yeah. Are you willing to wake up and post every day? Are you willing to edit videos? Are you willing to be risky on social media? Are you willing to let people judge you? Blah, blah, blah. If not, then it's probably not for you. And which is fine, but don't expect to be doing more than 40 weddings a year.
I think
might be all right.
People see the outcome, don't they, with certain suppliers where they see you at an amazing wedding. Oh, I want to do that. But they don't want all the shit that goes with it to enable you to get to that position.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff that people don't realize. I get it all.
The excuses are
weddings and
unbelievable from people.
Yeah, you turn up at weddings, sing songs, it's dead easy. And you probably get the same with the camera. And it's like, yeah, but I've had 20 years of building a business, going through countless amounts of shit. You've got no idea. Dealing with venues, sorting out kit, stuff breaking, going down on mid gig, all these things that build up to your experience to be able to deliver that service. They don't.
Yeah, and the pressure's all on the individual as I've got a team now that are full-time team members. I have to pay these people whether we get weddings or not. So then I'm like, oh my God, I need to do enough marketing to be able to get this many weddings in, to be able to pay all of our salaries for them to have a job. Like that's the sort of pressure that then comes on to when people say, I want to grow and I want to scale. And I'm like, yeah, but do you actually want to though? Because it's a bitch.
They're all on the books.
Yeah.
So we got the podcast, your Instagram. These things are great sort of revenue generators, wedding booking generators. Other things I want to talk about, because we do know that you've launched your own book. So it's different. There we go. It's different pillars, isn't it, to get different bookings from different areas. So tell me about the book, why you wrote it, who it's for, and has it led to loads more bookings, or is it just add to the overall brand that you do that gives you authority in the industry?
So why did I write? I wrote a book because I think I had done the other stuff. I was like, I need to do something. My brand is the people's wedding planner. That's my kind of motto of it. So hence why I do a few, but I don't market myself as a luxury wedding planner, which is normally where people, they start wedding planning and they think the peak is to do luxury weddings, whereas that's not for me. I'm not a luxury.
But it's the same with any supplier though, because in video world, it's all everyone's clamoring to, and it's.
I don't know why. I don't understand it.
Less than 5% of the market.
Yeah, and I personally want to have fun at a wedding. I would much rather go to a I don't know how to a cheap wedding and have the best time with a good group of suppliers and nice guests and things like that. And I'm not saying luxury weddings aren't, but the ones that are like the creme de creme are not going to be fun as a supplier.
No.
There's no bants. You're not walking around with a couple having a laugh. You're not like, it's just not. And that is, I don't want to spend every weekend going and doing weddings like that. So I think I was very set from the start of like, that's not my vibe. So the people's wedding planner kind of came into the thing of doing normal people's weddings and telling you how to make it a really nice wedding, because they're still spending like 20 to 50 grand. Like I would say that's a normal wedding price.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot of money. But like for you, you're getting married soon. How does it feel to be called a normal wedding? It's like, it's horrible, isn't it? Where you're like, oh, not a luxury, it's just a normal wedding.
Yeah, it's great. And that's why I don't like the luxury term, because
I'm not sure what the figure is that makes it luxury.
No, and I think high end is probably like nicer way of putting it, but still like, my wedding's
just a nice wedding.
It's my wedding's important to me, and I think it's gonna be great, and it's a lot of money. But yeah, it's definitely not the luxury market, mine.
No. So I think there was a gap in the market for that. Like my aim has to always be the Mrs. Hinch of the wedding industry. So when you think of the wedding industry, I want to be the person that you think of. So that kind of then came into the right. I need to do lots on social media. I need to be in the wedding world. And then hence the book was one where I was like, well, I want to do something that is lasting, that people can then buy and have a physical, when everyone gets engaged and everybody buys the same shit that you don't actually really need. I wanted everyone to buy the book. So I literally put something on my stories New Year's Day, 1st of January, whatever. I was writing my goals for the year and wrote I wanted to publish a book, and then somebody messaged me and was like, yeah, okay. And I was like, all right, cool. That was easy.
So you sort out publishers and
so the girl that messaged me was someone that followed me. She was a literary agent, so the person in between the publishers and the author. She then said, let's write you a manuscripty kind of thing where you send out to them publishers to see if anybody wants to buy the book. And then somebody bought the rights. So Michael O'Mara Books bought the book, and then Belinda Books bought the audio rights. So then they pay you up front to write it, basically. And then I was like, oh shit, now I need to write it. So then I wrote it.
Got to do it now.
This is a good point that I wanted to bring up. She followed you, this literary agent. It's amazing. I think we spoke to James Jepson about this. Guests at weddings, you don't know what they do for a living, and the being at a wedding introduces you to all walks of people. And I did one a few weeks ago, and she's a podcast producer for Sony. So we got chatting because she found out that I'd done one, and we're gonna catch up, and she's gonna like give us some advice. And
I think the amount of suppliers that go into weddings forgetting that they have no idea who any of these people are, even suppliers.
But there's so many opportunities within that. You could meet someone, like as a videographer, I could meet someone who's got a big business who needs commercial work doing, and they might go, "Oh, you've got a camera, can you?" And just a case of actually getting to know them and speaking to them.
Yeah,
David Price for us. I spoke to David Price this week. He's a guy that I met at a wedding. He was a wedding guest. And he's a helicopter pilot. I had a chat with him last week. He said, "Would you like me to fly you into one of your weddings so you could use it as like a promo and do a video?" So we're going to touch about that.
Yes, that's cool.
So coming into Pepperton Castle in my suit with my mic. Yeah, so
these are like wider opportunities that you never even think about.
Just somebody I met at a wedding and he's become a friend, and it's
and everybody can help each other. Like this is the thing. I think suppliers forget it when they turn up to weddings. The amount of times I've turned up to a wedding and the photographer is just really rude. And I'm like, we could either get on fine all day, or you could be a dick all day. But my favourite bit, and this is me being a narcissist, my favourite bit is when they've been horrible to me all day, and they've been undermining me all day, and they've been talking down to me all day, and then they sit down and they go, "What's your Instagram?" And then their little face goes, "Oh." And I'm like, yeah, fuck off. It's my favourite moment of a wedding.
Get you a drink.
Yeah. Come and sit with me. Do you want to collaborate on a post? No, I don't actually. I don't, because you've been horrible.
Just grinds my gears, that sort of stuff. And we talk about don't be a dick. You just be friendly with people. Just
if you don't like me after the first hour, that's fine, because you've given me a chance to have a reason to not like me. But when you straight up from the second I've said hello, act like I'm just their mate who happens to do weddings, like they literally don't give me a chance whatsoever, and then it's too late. I'm not a forgiving person.
But then you don't recommend them, and yeah, I'm the same. I've worked with some photographers that I don't like, and they never get recommended by me. So
No, and they forget that suppliers are the ones that recommend. Like I did a wedding yesterday and we were talking about food at weddings, and it blows my mind how caterers don't give suppliers the best food. They are the ones that go and speak to couples to say, I tell you what, if you want good food, you want to go to that venue, blah. And this venue that I was at yesterday, the food was phenomenal, like the best vegetarian food I've ever had at a wedding. And I would 1,000,000% recommend. I put them straight on my Instagram stories. Like, why would you not look after the suppliers?
Yeah, yeah, they don't. And sometimes they just really don't, do they?
some venues are knobs. But
Yeah.
let's not get into this. I'm just
My
having,
favourite topic.
just having a nightmare with one venue at the minute, and it's something I need to sort out. So it's on my mind. But
I was going to go into this whole working with supplier thing, but just lastly on your book, is it giving you authority to people, the couples go, oh my God, she's a published author. That's cool. That's an extra tick in the box. Couples
I
like
don't
that
know.
mention it, or-
They do mention it, and I've had a few weddings where they've brought the book to the wedding to get me to sign it, and that just that makes me feel weird. Like I
Oh,
know
that's
I
nice.
post a lot. I half of me loves. So we also do with the podcast. We do tours, so we do like big parties for couples to come to, and that is the oddest thing in the world because they genuinely look at us like we're celebrities, and I could not be further from what they're
Yeah, but,
picturing.
I mean, you're putting on that event. You're setting yourself.
Yeah.
on that
It's
pedestal, right?
just weird because I've got like my mates there, and we had like my brother-in-law and stuff like that, and they don't get it, they don't understand it. They come to the event and then they see these girls like lining up and being like, "Can we take a photo? Oh my God, this is like," and they're watching like, "What?" And that's quite fun. I do enjoy it. So I like the famey bit of it. So the
it's
book
just
like
enough,
kind of
though,
helps
isn't
with
it?
that.
It's just enough because you're famous in certain circles.
Yes, yeah.
I
It's
sometimes get recognised in Asda. It's quite embarrassing, but
a bit embarrassing,
I
but you
like
love
that.
it.
But
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do like the
It's good.
fact that in a certain circle, yeah, you've got a bit of kudos. And
Yeah, my best moment of my life was going. I went to watch Sabrina Carpenter with my daughter and her mate. So there's the two of them stood there, and we're in this line for food. And I was talking to her, and this girl came behind me and she went, "I knew it was you." And I was like, "Hi." She was like, "Oh my God." And it just went, she was like, had tears in her eyes. And I'm like, "What the fuck is happening?" But then my daughter's looking at me like, "What?" And I'm like, "This is the coolest moment. This is the coolest I will ever be in my whole entire life."
Yeah.
Took a photo with this girl, everything like that. And I forget that people like you were saying, people listen to the podcast every week. To them, to people listening and relying on it, it does turn into this kind
It's
of,
huge. Yeah. And that you are the celebrity
yeah.
role model figure for some, aren't you? Because we get it like with
I had it on a plane that was not well a few years ago, and I was going away, and the air stewardess recognised me, and they went, are you that singer guy?" I was like, "Yeah." And then she walked away, and then little son I think went to Sam, went, "Is Daddy famous?"
Yes.
And I was like, "Yes." In
Broke but famous.
circles, certain circles.
But you do because we've got our following through the podcast and through the course, and there's a lot of videographers that have took our course and gone on to their own success. And then there's like we know people that are still to this day like honestly like you changed my life, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, our last guest
And
was
it's
the same, wasn't
it's
it?
so
Yeah.
like goosebumpy because I'm like
Yeah. That's the thing. Like when you said about why did I do the book, like the book is never going to make me rich. That's not it's not the market for that. But to know that people have got my book in their bookcase is wild and really nice for me. But equally, I know it's filled with stuff that's genuinely going to help their wedding day.
Yeah,
Like
we always
actual
talk
helpful
about
stuff.
we always talk about what things can you do that other suppliers won't do to make you stand out in a kind of saturated industry. And doing things like this, writing a book,
Yeah.
it does it.
But I think that
You know.
if they looked at you and they looked at a couple other planners, coordinators, websites, and they were thinking about who
I literally wrote the book on it.
yeah, and that's
Exactly.
one tick in the box, isn't it? That's
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's like we said, like I want to do as business wise, I want as much passive income as I can possibly do. There's only so many weddings I can do in a year, and there's only so long I can do this many weddings for. So the more streams of revenue that I've got going on, the better, surely. So that book was a good year of working hard to get it, but it's done now, and hopefully now it will generate income. Same as like I do a lot of digital downloads that people can download, and it's got a wedding budget and it's got a day plan and things like that. Those are the sort of business wise, that's the sort of stuff I need to be selling. But I can't sell stuff like that without doing the weddings and without getting experience and without swapping time for money.
I think there's
You got to give it all.
you've still got to be out there doing weddings and prove that you're still the person to listen to because there's so many
Yeah.
I see that go into like education and then suddenly they're not doing weddings or maybe
Yeah, and go
a
into
handful a
education real
year.
quick. And I'm like,
Yeah.
how
They're
are you
like, I've got a
educated? Like,
workshop and I do this and I only shoot like 5 weddings now because I'm busy with that. And it's like, but so you're not actually
yeah, you don't
good
really
with
do weddings
anything.
then, do you?
Yeah,
This is the same as with planners a lot. Like, I speak to a lot of wedding planners that do 5 weddings a year. And I'm like, I don't understand how you can be good on the day when you don't do enough weddings, when you've only ever done 5 weddings a year. They're big time weddings, and are granted, but a lot of people say to me like about planners don't really do anything on the wedding day, and I'm like, no, mine would be the opposite. Like I am a coordinator at heart, and then sometimes I plan weddings,
Got it.
Mm.
Yeah.
but I know how to run it.
I can vouch how much you worked on the day.
Thanks.
The one we did. Yeah,
That was good. It was good fun.
it was
And
good.
stuff went wrong at that wedding constantly, and you wouldn't really,
Quite a lot. We said this, didn't we? Like
yeah,
everything that can go wrong kind of went wrong, but it
went wrong at that wedding.
never
Yeah,
felt like it at
Don't
all.
matter, does it? You just
Yeah.
crack on, don't you?
They were good with it, but I think we were good with it, so then they were good with it, and
yeah. No, it was a good one. But yeah, on paper, terrible. But actual wedding, great.
yeah. They had like the typicals, like the cake fell over, they had bad weather, the photographer got ill, there was all sorts went wrong, but it didn't
The
feel like it at
the
all.
song cut out during the first dance.
Was that because of
Yeah,
a
it
sound
did.
limit?
Yeah, it did. Sound limiter.
That's some. I opened first questions for somebody who booked me.
Stanhole. Sound
Um,
limiter.
Yeah, and it was
does the venue have
they
a sound
told him
limit?
not to plug into it, but the DJ would plug it. I don't know what happened, but yeah, it literally cut it. And I stand on the edge, like I don't know how to fix this, so I just kept singing it. Just keep
Yeah.
singing and clapping, and because the couple looked to me to be like, "What's happening?" So it's then I've got 5 seconds to say, and I was like, "Just keep dancing, keep dancing."
You're often going to be the first point of like it's on all it falls on you, doesn't it? Because they expect you to,
Yeah,
and because you built that
it's all
relationship.
fun and games. It's stress.
Which DJ was that?
Yeah.
It can't have been like Anderson because he knows the venue, doesn't he?
No, it was. I did not see.
No, it was their. He was a proper DJ, but he was related to them.
Yeah, he was like a friend or family or something.
But the sound limiter had been playing up, like there was something wrong with it, which is why the band hadn't plugged into it.
Yeah, they'd had
Then
issues.
he had, but it was the guests were all singing and cheering, which cut the sound limiter.
That and it adds to it, and people don't realize that. Yeah, I don't work at a venue that have a sound limiter. If sometimes they have it in the evening, but not in the day, I'm fine because I only do daytime. But there's nothing worse than half of the first dance because I've been there years ago. It cuts out.
Yeah.
I had it twice. Happened to me twice, and it's like you say, it's when all the people start cheering, and it all adds to it.
I
Yeah.
just like wanted to circle back on the monetary thing, because on TikTok, are you in the creator fund?
Yes.
It's on,
Doesn't make that much money. Don't get excited.
does it not? Because
No. And your videos have got to be over a minute long. So that one that I did where it was loads, it's not a minute long because didn't think it would be a good video.
Is that like monetization for YouTube type of thing? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so you if you've got over 10,000 followers on TikTok and your videos are a minute long or more, then you get so much pence per.
But it depends on the niche that you're in. So, like, my husband makes finance videos, so he gets paid more from TikTok than wedding videos would. So it's
Yeah.
probably like, I don't know, £100 a month, maybe, if you're lucky. It's not a lot,
Okay.
but
So
what
if
you can do is make money from companies will pay me to make videos. That's where you actually make money from
Yeah,
on
yeah.
social
It's the
media.
same with YouTube. Like,
Yeah.
you get ad revenue, but it's the sponsorships and the collaborations that.
Yeah. Which is why it's then hard to like monetize lots of things, trying to have all these different streams coming in when actually not many of them make that much money. So you've still got to do the weddings. So the weddings, the bread and butter money for it that pay the mortgage. But all of these things are like, if one of them just gets big, then you're all right. But it's a hard graft to get one of them to go big.
I only asked because I found out recently about someone on the Creator Fund that was doing really well out of it, and I was like, oh, that's a lot more revenue per view than YouTube or anywhere. It seems to be better money.
Yeah, what for on the wedding person?
Yeah, it was a photographer. Yeah,
Oh, interesting. They must be getting big views.
Which was that? What I lost.
millions. No. So
No.
the last person we interviewed was a friend of mine, JOL videographer, who did the viral groom stood at the front of the aisle. Daughter did a little voiceover. Mummy's coming down the aisle.
Yeah.
He got like 100 million views on TikTok, and it was shorter than a minute, so he didn't get a penny.
Ugh.
So yeah,
But this is the
what can
thing,
you
you
do?
post and not really thinking about it. Like I try and keep more of an eye on it now. Like I had a video the other day that was like 59 seconds, and I was like, I'm just going to slow mo the end.
Yeah.
Just, but you've got to be over a minute. So it's got to be 1 minute of one, yeah. Or I just that, which is why sometimes they leave the cap cut ending on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Takes you over a minute.
that just I get that, but it just screams amateur. Like there's
100%, yeah.
put something else there to make up the time, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Wait,
But the
I
amount of
would
times
take
we
it off.
sat there trying to edit it, thinking, oh, I can't make this any longer.
Yeah, and you just
Yeah,
don't think
just
they're going to blow
extend.
up, do you? But then when one does, then you're like, oh,
We need
Yeah.
to start doing TikTok ads.
I know.
We need to start doing TikTok. So
But
you
there's
need to
no
be
point
thick-skinned.
doing nice stuff. Like the thing I always say to videographers, don't post the videos that you've done. They will do nothing. Respectfully, nobody cares. Nobody cares about your nice put together video. They want a really small bit of it that's really interesting or really funny or something goes wrong. Like they just don't care for
The
nice.
only stuff I'd have a view to posting would be like, like Fire with the Bride reveals, people like that, like best man like speeches, and
Yeah.
something just like you say, something short and hooky and controversial, clickbait.
Yeah. And trying to do the trends, like I'm trying to write down a few more of the trends, but you've got to do them immediately. Because I'm also like, I don't like it. If somebody else has done it, I'm not doing it. If somebody else within my circle has done something, I'm not doing it. I don't ever want to be seen as copying anyone, but so I can't. So I'll get an idea ready. I'm ready to go, and then somebody else posts it, and I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I get that.
Right.
You just get stuck in your head, don't you?
Yeah. So you need to do them like immediately and just not care.
Yeah, I
Just
think
post
I
it and
know
see what
with
happens.
with all the napkin waivers since I invented it. It's just so annoying, isn't it?
How
So you
frustrating.
got royalties from that.
On to players. What
Oh,
else?
yeah.
What else wind you up? I want the tea.
Well, maybe we
But
can
I
ask.
put-
She's got a team of suppliers. And why does she use certain ones? And is there any advice for people?
Yeah.
To
What
get
makes you
into work?
recommend the people?
Yeah, what
that
makes you
would
recommend the suppliers that you
Okay.
use?
That question I do get a lot because I'm a planner, people are
suppliers
then
just go, oh, I want to work with planners. How do I do it?
yeah, but I don't why do you want to work with a planner? So ignore me, for example, but most planners do 5 weddings a year. You want to be in with a planner and they might get you like I think they think it's a surefire way to get a load of bookings, which
I think they think it's a surefire way to get into the luxury
The
end.
higher.
yeah.
I think people think.
And again, it makes you then go, why do you want to be in the luxury weddings?
No,
What
no, definitely.
I don't
This is a
I don't personally
conversation
get it.
I have with
Yeah.
people. They go, well, I want to be in with higher weddings. It's like, but why? Well, because I can charge more for those. Yeah, but why? Like,
But do you act the pressure that comes with doing those? The editing time is going to be twice as long because you're going to be freaking out about the price. So you might as well just do 2 weddings at your normal prices, in my opinion. Like I don't, especially when you speak to some videographers, and videographers it's a good fee on some videographers' packages. Just do 2 more weddings, like 20. When I speak to, I don't know how many weddings you guys do, but when I speak to some people and they're like, yeah, I want to earn more money, so I'm going to put my prices up. And I'm like, you do 15 weddings. Just do a few more. Like I don't
yeah.
I don't get it.
It's a
And
good like I only do like 30, 40 on average per year. But that's a good number, and I like to keep going out, and I like what you said about just going for a walk with the couple and having banter. I love that,
yeah,
and the guests as well. And it's just a great business model because you're in a good market. The weddings are nice money, nice weddings.
yeah,
They're paying
nice
you a fair
people.
bit, nice people, and you can consistently book that. It's just a great business model. It
It
works.
means a
Yeah.
lot to them. They save the money.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
For
think
me,
it's more
appreciation.
fulfilling, and I love it. But it's also a good business model because it's not like I'm doing like 30 odd weddings a year. It's not that
This
hard.
is the thing. Yeah, I don't. This my
More
problem is
editing, but
yeah, I work hard, so I don't understand when other people don't work hard. I can't gauge that. So I'm like, and then people will say I want to do 5 weddings a year at 10 grand a wedding, and I'm like, all right, then I can't speak to you. I don't comprehend, like I don't understand it, so I can't help you. But for people that want to work with a planner, because like I would only ever recommend someone that I've worked with personally, because I'm not putting my name on risking it because someone DM'd me once and said, hey, can you recommend me? That's not how I'm going to play it. But also there's very much a like one-sided thing. When someone DMs and says, can you recommend me? I'm like,
Why?
respectfully, what am I getting for this?
Yeah.
Because I don't know you. You don't recommend me. You don't even follow me. That's my favorite thing in the whole entire world is when someone says, "Can I recommend them?" And I'm like, literally, I've never liked a post that I've done. There's no support your side at all. So that's always funny. What else were we talking about? Suppliers that, yeah, recommend it. So I would recommend people if I've worked with them, if they've been nice on the day, if they've made a lot of effort for the couple, because to me, it's again the couple. I might not get on with them, as in they might not be my best mate, but if they get on really well with the couple and the work that they deliver is brilliant, then I would still recommend. But I also think if your social media, if your website and things like that aren't up to date, I couldn't recommend you anyway. Because I couldn't send somebody and be like, no, trust me, they're really good, even though they haven't posted since January. I wouldn't put my name to that either. So you've kind of got to.
That's
If
why I've
I
never
was
heard
a
of you. It's my social media. Shocking.
social media shit, when was the last time you posted?
A month ago, or maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you because it's wedding season, but
But I'm really good, honest. I
be
get
better.
it.
Stop DMing me, Adam. I'm not recommending you.
Well,
No, but
you're right.
we have worked
You
together.
expect couples to trust you, and
And yeah,
but my stuff's not today. And I'm like, yeah, but I am good. Like I know I'm good. You should just book me anyway.
so yeah, so then you're like, well, prove it. This is the thing that social media has helped me with is that by the point of booking, they're in. They're in because my prices are on my website. They've basically spoken to me. They think they know me because I post on my stories. I hope that you've got stories, Adam, going on at the moment. Obviously, you've been posting on your stories.
Yeah, I did one yesterday.
All right, there you are. What are you doing? What's on it? He's checking.
Just at the park with my kid, having a coffee.
That's all right. That's fine.
Yeah.
People want to see like stories are for personal stuff.
Hmm.
So no one's judging you as a professional on your
I
stories,
feel
in my
like you're
opinion.
judging me a little bit.
No, they're judging you because they want to know you. We're all judging you anyway, but on there we're more forgiving. Stories is for just chat. I did a whole series the other day about trying to get rid of the flies in my conservatory, and I was cutting a lemon and putting cloves in.
I
The
saw that.
engagement on that was unbelievable. Like, and I'm like, all of this effort that I put in for wedding stuff,
So
and people are
annoying.
like, oh my God, let me know about the flies. And I'm like,
Have
all
you seen
right.
the episode of Breaking Bad where they're trying to get the fly out of the lab? And it's like a
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
it was like that.
Basically.
Watching
But then it
your
ended up being that the story got even better because then there was a spider, and then the cat brought a mouse in, and then the mouse is under the stairs. So it's just a whole thing. So like, people get really interested in your life, and I think we forget as wedding suppliers that they go to work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, to an office, do their work and go home. Whereas we have arguably one of the most exciting jobs in the world. Like we rock up to people's
I
weddings
think our
every day.
lives are more interesting than we
The
think they are.
norm.
Yeah.
Even working at home, like our home isn't just come and sit and do things. It's try and get rid of the flies and try it on an outfit. I'm making a YouTube video today. I'm doing a podcast. Like all of that sort of stuff is interesting. And we forget that people actually do want to see that side of it, not just that would be my other big tip for it is social media is not for selling. We don't, it's not a sales, it's not a constant, like you mentioned Gary Vee earlier. I love Gary Vee, like his stuff. His talks about like the jab, jab, punch. I agree with that, but I think social media is like jab, 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 and then every now and again it's like, by the way, I also do weddings and you can book me. Blah, 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 blah. His flies in my house, his lemons and cats and stuff like that. Oh, by the way, I do
Document,
weddings.
don't create, wasn't it? I think one of his sayings, document, don't create. So just
Yeah,
document stuff.
Well, they'll figure out who you are anyway, won't they?
yeah,
You don't need to
yeah.
tell them.
Sometimes people will say, oh, I didn't realize that you were a wedding planner. And I'm like, okay, maybe I need to post a few more things about saying that I actually do this as a job. But when I first started doing TikTok, I was also getting married. So I think people thought I was just a bride, whereas my slogan was literally wedding planner, coordinator, and bride of 2022. But we'll ignore that they didn't hear that bit. But yeah, it's just get to know me, know my life, know everything about me, and I do weddings. I think that's
what?
how social media is.
The one post sort of caption that I hate is when they say, if you're looking for a videographer for 2026, get in touch now. I'm like, you don't need to do that on a camera.
No, and also it's a given. Like I just don't think any of that is necessary.
Mm.
If you've got a good link in bio that sends you to the website and your packages are on there and stuff is clear, your videos can just be whatever you want. Don't overthink them. Just fun stuff.
Good advice.
Good advice. Right.
Anything else?
We need a couple of wrap-up questions.
Yeah,
Don't we?
we have some ending ones.
Okay.
You ready for them?
And I bet Georgie's got so many stories about the things.
Oh,
So
don't.
one question we ask everyone at the end is your best story from a wedding, like most embarrassing for you or hilarious, scandalous thing you've seen.
Yeah, what's gone wrong? Just a good story from a wedding that you're allowed to
Non-wedding
tell.
people ask me all the time, "Oh, you must have seen everything at a
Yeah, I
wedding."
know. And then I bet you always say, I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, they're always pretty nice to be honest.
There's always
Come on,
something.
we've all got stories.
There's always stuff that goes wrong at wedding. I mean, I did a wedding last year where it was the big flood. The whole venue was closed off. So I managed to get there on the wedding morning. I had to get the videographer to bring me and the photographer over because my car couldn't get through it. He had a Range Rover, which then got written off because it was flooding. Half the guests couldn't come. The cake came on the back of a tractor. The bride has absolutely no idea. She's upstairs just getting ready. And I'm like, so I got there for thinking she's going to be absolutely, I was ready to
Not
be
look
like,
out the window and see the flood.
it was raining and she knew there was a storm, but had no idea. So I went in ready to be like, look, we're gonna have the best day. We're gonna make it what we make it. Luckily the photographer and videographer were like really good. I work with them a lot. They're good friends of mine. So I was like, we're gonna be the vibe. We're gonna have a great time. Went up to see her and I was like, okay. I was like, how are you? And she was like, yeah, I'm fine. And I was like, oh, cool. Okay, fabulous. Like, is there anything I need to know? Like, have you got any plans for anything? She's like, no, I think like a couple of people might be a bit late trying to get here, but I'm excited, ready to go. And I'm like, this girl has got no idea that half of her guests, like the road is closed. There are police at one end, and I'm in a venue in the middle of Wales. Like it's not, you cannot get in. So I've then got to go and speak to all the other suppliers. The venue is saying she can change the date if she wants to, and I'm like, yeah, but the photographer and florist and all of that stuff is not going to come back another date for free. Yeah. The groom is freaking out.
Did you have to tell
So I then went back up and was like, can we sit down? She was like, yeah. And I was like, I think it's worse than you think it is. And she's like, oh, what do you mean? And I was like, it's bad. I was like, people can't get here. Like we managed to get here in a Range Rover before it all kind of got worse. And she then starts being like, well, is what it is. And I was like, okay, cool.
Awesome. She sounds
like she was the vibiest girl, but the amount of stuff we had to, the person doing a reading couldn't come to the ceremony. So we had to like get a bride. Basically, we were saying like everything that could go wrong went wrong. The timings were totally thrown off because the registrars couldn't get here. That was another problem. So then I was like, shit, I'm going to be doing a ceremony at this rate. Just because that was the one thing I said to her. I was like, if you can't legally get married, do you still want to do a ceremony? She was like, yeah. I was like, all right. Texted my celebrant, like, can you send me a script of a normal ceremony just so I've got something to read if it happens? Registrars managed to get there again on the back of this tractor that I have no idea where this tractor was coming from. So all of these little, like, I think she ended up with maybe 45 guests. The band couldn't come. The photographer and the videographer had to end up sleeping at the venue because we couldn't get out. So then I had to sleep in a room with the two guys that were, luckily I knew them. Otherwise, so I had to text my husband like, do you mind if I sleep in a room with two guys? Is this weird? He was like, nah, you're fine.
I'll be like, send pictures of the guys. Send pictures of the guys.
Two guys,
They're
one
both
tripod.
good-looking boys. So I was in the little Z bed thing, and they were sleeping in a double bed.
You've seen that film? Two guys, one tripod, and The Wedding Planner. Have you seen that one?
No.
I'm kidding.
No. I was like, what? How did somebody get access? Well, I then did what any good social media person does and just put it all over my stories, and it was great content for people. But yeah, that was probably the worst thing that's ever happened at a wedding. But there's many. Cakes collapsing.
Amazing that she just kind of went with it.
I was ready to like hype her up because I was expecting her to be like, oh no, and then I would have been like, no, look, you're gonna have the best day ever, don't worry. But she was already like, yeah, all right, is what it is. And I was like,
oh, she sounds cool. I've had two weddings like that. One snowed in and one rained in. DJ couldn't get there. I had to carry and do music for the whole of the night, and you just pull it out of the bag, don't you? Just do what required.
But if you've booked good supply, so she was also really lucky because lucky, but unlucky. The week before the wedding, she messaged me and said, I'm not getting good vibe from my photographer and videographer. She's like, I've not heard from them. Can you have a look at them? So I looked on their social media. It's all styled shoots. They're abroad doing styled shoots. I can't find any real weddings. They're not replying to anything. And she was like, they're messaging me, but they've pissed me off now. What shall I do? And again, this is where people ask my advice, and they know what they're doing when they're asking me because they know I'm going to tell them straight. I said, absolutely get rid of them, lose the money on it. If you don't like them, you're not going to enjoy your day because you know when you're in a mood with somebody and then they're trying to be then like kiss. I was like, get rid of them. I'll find you two. I then found the two that ended up being there on the day, and I was like, thank God we did, because the other two would not have even attempted to come to this wedding. Whereas the two that were my friends kind of owed it to me to, like, they would anyway. They're those type of people, but they would have got to that wedding, whether they had to walk through the floods.
Everything they can to pull it off. Yeah.
Yeah. And so if you've got a good team, you'll be fine. Like, we ended up sitting down for the wedding breakfast meal in there with them because I was so worried that room was like empty. So I was like, guys, we're sitting in there. We're going to sit and have the food, chat to the table, because the table plan was totally off because half the guests weren't there. So it was just but great fun.
You pulled it out like it sounded like you did. Brilliant. Well,
that is actually like a really horrendous kind of what could go wrong.
When it was happening on the day, I was literally like, this is unreal. And I remember thinking, this will be the story I tell people when they say, what's the worst thing that's ever happened at a wedding?
Yeah. No, that's a proper one, because some people go, oh, yeah, I had a cake fall over once.
Yeah, which does happen a lot. And I like to make cakes and fix stuff like that.
Unless you're Andy Murphy. I had a girl piss on the floor right next to me.
I have heard about somebody that did something else on a dance floor. Like, there was just a poo on the dance floor. I wasn't at that wedding though, but I was like, that's also a weird story to have to tell people. People are gross at weddings. Yeah, on the
dance floor.
I've got
apparently it was the bride.
I've got toilet related stories at weddings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Save that for your wedding, Adam.
Great fun.
And then we're going to ask you to then leave a question for the next guest.
No,
that's the other thing.
What was the question he left? The last one.
Yeah. So we're going to get you to leave a question.
I'll leave a question, then you'll ask me the question that the person before me left.
Yes.
All right.
So have a think about that. But also the person we had on last, the question was, if you were going to go viral for something, what is it most likely to be?
Blow me. No, what would it be? Yeah, it would be a good wedding. Probably, I've got my new Meta glasses, so it'll end up now being something where I filmed something happening, or me fixing something that then goes viral. That'll be one that I'm happy with.
Yeah. Did you have them when we worked together?
Yeah. I think I've still got content. I need to use that, actually. I've got the champagne spray.
Right. They just record the whole day. Put the glass
yeah, literally just little.
This is the thing for this year.
Press it, is it just
everyone's jumping on them, because you can wear they're just glasses.
They're clear glasses, and then you press it and it records 3 minutes.
It's just 3 minutes when you press it.
Yeah, but you can keep pressing it.
Right.
It'd be brilliant for you because it's wide full room angle as well. Like I did one the day after we worked together. The next day, the father of the bride dressed up in drag and came out during the wedding breakfast and did like a whole routine with a feather duster and a Hoover, and
that's interesting because I haven't seen that on your TikTok.
It's a family joke, and
because that video would do quite well, wouldn't it?
It gets better. So I was filming that, and this is all great, and I was thinking like this is going to be good for Instagram. This, and then he came and grabbed me and straddled me and made me part of his thing, and everyone was howling with laughter, and he had to come over afterwards and apologize. He was like, I'm really sorry, I just thought it'd be funny at the time. I'm like,
it was.
And I was like, no, it's great. Luckily the photographer had the glasses on and filmed You see him cross the room and just like jump on me, wrap his leg around me. And
where is this content?
I've just not posted it yet.
Right, brilliant.
I'm gonna
enjoy your 5 weddings a year.
I know. Quality though.
Yeah, really good quality.
Pretty good. I am going to post. Yeah. Promise.
Might have to get some.
We'll see.
Doesn't matter when I post.
It can be your first video for TikTok.
Yeah.
So I always use my phone at weddings, and I get stuff behind the scenes and that. But
yeah, but it's. I think they're better than the phone, because when you're holding a phone, people act differently. Whereas
the behind the scenes stuff is
good or bad. Now, they don't know it's filming. I mean, they do. There's a light that comes on, and I tell people, but.
Everyone's going to have them soon.
Yeah.
Just means you can just get so much more content.
What's my question to give to somebody?
Yes, please.
If you could change something about the wedding industry, what would it be?
God, I've got multiple answers.
I'll listen to who's on next. Have you got anyone lined up yet or not?
Yeah, it's Matt, isn't it? PS Visuals.
PS Visuals.
Oh, I know him. Oh, I should have asked a better question than that. Also, no, ask
You
him
can change it.
first, who's your most famous friend?
Okay.
That's the question.
He'll say me.
Is it you?
I actually have a voice note from him today
It's a
saying
little
that
bit
he went
narcissistic
to.
of you.
Yeah. This is why I'm asking it. Because he voice noted me earlier saying that he'd just gone to a wedding and then they were talking about Blow Me in the morning and that they thought he was famous because he did one of our events. And he obviously knows me well enough to know that I'm not like that at all. But to them, they were like, oh, she's famous. And he must be like, no, she's not.
Cool.
Mega.
He'll enjoy it.
I will ask him that, both of those.
Yeah.
Thank you. Georgie, thanks so much. That was brilliant.
No, we could be talking for hours, couldn't we?
I know.
Wow, very
Sorry.
chit-chatty. I love it. Thanks so much, Georgie.
Pleasure.
That is
Been
absolutely
good fun.
brilliant. I'm going to look into that.
We'll get you
graphic
back
now.
on when Howard's got more time and he's not rushing the
Yeah, where are you going?
Everything. It's good. It's good.
We'll do a part 2. We'll get questions. I'll teach you how to make a
Defo.
TikTok.
Yeah, we need
do a live,
to
help
do-
me post them.
We need to do
TikTok making.
TikTok, right? I think maybe we should sign off and have a little
inadequate.
recap. I think
Yeah.
we should sign off and then have a little recap, don't you?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to sign off and then talk about you.
All right. Nice things, yeah.
Yeah.
Georgie,
we'll tag you and everything so everyone can find you if they're not following
sure.
already, which I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Bye. Rude.
yeah, Missy Cinch of the wedding world, obviously.
That's it. Thank you.
Bye.
Girl,
everyone.
blow me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Love you.
Lou, bye.
So thanks so much for listening. We really hope that you found this episode insightful, inspirational, and if you did enjoy that, then please consider subscribing to us wherever you get your podcasts, iTunes, Spotify. We're Think Wedding Business.
We're also on YouTube and Instagram. So if you want to watch us, you can go over to YouTube and find us at Think Wedding Business. And the same over on Instagram to keep up with all of our future episodes.
We'd really love you to subscribe and join us on this journey. And if you do like this content, please consider giving us a 5-star review. It just helps us get seen and helps spread the word.
So thanks again for listening,
Wings
and we'll see you
out.
next time.
Bye-bye.